Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Diecast Garage as I try to squeeze in here, just like the Duke boys, just giving away what we're going to be doing in this video. Alright, so once again, everybody, welcome back, or welcome to Diecast Garage. If you are here for the first time, please make sure to like and subscribe to the Diecast Garage. It will really help me out as a small content creator. And, so, today's video, we're going to be talking about more than you ever wanted to know about the General Lee. More, because you'll probably watch half this video and say, I don't want to know all that about the General Lee. Well, in case you do, this is the video for you. In case you don't, there's another video out there on a different channel called Chunky Monkey 40. He does a lot better job than I will explaining about this car, but I want to try to explain it to you to the best of my ability, but he does a lot better job than I will probably do, like I said. But, anywho, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump right into the video. Okay, so, the General Lee, where did it come from? Well, voice crack, puberty will kill you. It came from a show called The Dukes of Hazzard. And if you didn't know what The Dukes of Hazzard is, it was an old TV show that ran from the 80s until, I think, it ran in the 80s. And then its last aired, and I think in the early 2000s. So, the Dukes of Hazzard has been gone for a long time, and everybody's dearly missed it. But you can go out there to Walmart, and I think they sell it in DVDs. But they get them very limited, very limited. But you can also go to cootersplace.com, and you can purchase your season or your Dukes of Hazzard show right there on DVD. Okay, so that's basically where the General Lee came from. It's the Duke Boys car from the TV show, and they did an amazing job designing this car. And I'm glad that they did the '69 Dodge Charger because I could not imagine this being a Chevelle. But we'll get into that later. Okay, so what are the things that people mess up on when they build a General Lee? Well, basically, the number one thing, the interior color. Now, on this black General Lee here that you can see right here, this black 1969 Dodge Charger, obviously the interior in this car is black because Hot Wheels designed it that way. But, for it to be screen accurate, this car right here, under here, it's very hard to see, but if you zoom in, which I think you could do that on a phone, on your mobile phone, you can zoom in onto this car, and you could probably see that this interior on this General Lee is tan, which means this is a screen accurate car. This is not. But it's also just a black 1969 Dodge Charger, not the General Lee. So, yes, I know. It's all on personal preference. Heck, if you wanted your interior of your General Lee to be green, I don't know why you would want it to be that. Hey, like I said, it's all on personal preference. And also, people say it's really expensive, which I'm sure it is, because everything's expensive nowadays. To reupholstery a car, especially of this age, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. But to make it screen accurate, you got to make it tan. I mean, heck, Waylon Jennings' General Lee was black. Just for example. Why? Waylon Jennings likes black. It's all on personal preference. Okay, number 2. The back taillights of the General Lee right here, the back panel, that absolutely, positively needs to be black. Why? Whenever these cars were rolling off the assembly lines back in the 60s and 70s, they were made to simulate the exhaust of a rocket, especially at night. When you see those lights come on, you think that's the exhaust of a rocket ship. That's really what, back in the day, that's what they were shooting for whenever they were designing these cars. All right, and number 3, they also mess up on making the stickers crooked. Now, on a big car and stuff, I know it's very hard to put on stickers, but you're going to have to do it professionally. And, yeah, and also, some people, I think I've seen 1 or 2 General Lees out there that have the American flag. What are you doing? Like, the General Lee has a Confederate flag on it. Why would you put why wouldn't you put a Confederate flag on it? Instead, you put a American flag on it? Mind-blowing. I mean, my mind is completely blown by that. All right. I think that's it. basically, those are just the couple of things that people mess up on. But yes. All right. Now we're going to be talking about the Confederate gray paint job on the General Lee. And you all have seen this in my last YouTube video here on this channel. As I try and attempt to take this out. So if you look at this car, this has the original Confederate gray that was going to be on the car. Because like I said, they originally were going to make the General Lee a Confederate gray paint job. They decided that gray didn't look as good on the screen. Same case with the tan interior, but that's on a different subject. But gray didn't look as good on the screen. It also just didn't fit the car right. And I have to say, yeah, gray on a 69 Charger, I'll be honest, it doesn't fit all that well. So, good call, Warner Bros. Good call. Good call. Okay. The back taillights. Yeah, we've already talked about that. But real quick about those again. So the back tail lights, they were taking toy General Lees to build the car for the movie Hazard County Reunion, which featured Tom Wopat, John Schneider, all the original cast except for, I believe, Boss Hogg. So because he had already passed away previously before the movie was made. But they were looking at toy General Lees to build the car. And if you look very closely, for a split second, you can see when they're loading the fake moonshine to race against Double Zero in the movie. That the the back panel on that General Lee is orange. And then Tom Wopat and John Schneider caught the mistake and notified the producer so they could fix it for the rest of the movie. Which that was a good job, Tom Wopat and John Schneider. Did I say Billy? Good catch, John Schneider and Tom Wopat. That was good. That was really good. And I've watched that movie so many times, and I'll never unsee it after learning that. I will never watch that movie the same way again. But hey, you know, you know. Okay. So also, funny thing, the original car that they were going to use for the General Lee was a Chevy Chevelle SS, and they couldn't keep that car in the budget, so they ran with the Dodge Charger instead. So that way they could keep it in that budget, because you got to think I think they busted up 256 to 321 General Lee cars, actual cars sunk into lakes, jumps, and never even used on screen, like putting them up on billboards. I mean, they destroyed a bunch of those cars. That's why they're probably so hard to find today. But they used a 1968, 1969, and a 1970 Dodge Charger. And how you can tell is if on a 1968 Dodge Charger, they do not have the marker lights on the back right there. I know it's probably hard to see right there, but they won't have marker lights. 1969 has squared marker lights. 1970 they have round marker lights, but I would say it's very rare that they made that mistake and left it that way on the TV show. Direct quote from John Schneider. But yeah, that's basically all that you need to know about the General Lee, and more than you probably ever wanted to know. And thank you all so much for watching Diecast Garage and listening to me ramble on about this amazing car, this amazing TV show, that I hope one day they'll start to air again. And I'll have to ask people in the TV business and stuff, if you hear this, and actually one of my viewers out there, if you are connected to somebody that you know at a TV station or anything, tell them this. If you want, so many people have loved the show so much, and you all shut it down because of the decal on the car. Yeah, what is it a symbol of? The flag. Obviously, it resembles the Civil War back in 1861 to 1865 about slavery and all that stuff. But the Dukes of Hazzard is not racist. I mean, all you have to do is do your fancy editing, and then you just blur the flag out. Just blur it out, blur out whatever you want. I mean, there's not a ton of actual just Confederate flags, but if you want to, just blur those out and then put it back on air, because there was nothing wrong about that show, because it taught good morals, family values, short shorts. That was probably another thing, short shorts, and also and doing the right thing. That was all the Dukes of Hazzard was about. And if you have to say the Dukes of Hazzard was racist, my guy, you need to go see a therapist. I mean, because there's no way on earth that the Dukes of Hazzard was racist. I blew the hood off that thing. I forgot to super glue that, so how about everybody just kind of ignore that for the rest of the video. But anywho, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video of Diecast Garage, and I hope to see you all on the next one. If you like this video and me rambling, please make sure to like, subscribe to my channel, so that way you can support small content creators such as myself, so that way I can teach you all about diecast cars, trains, tractors, and airplanes, and more about this wonderful TV show that a lot of us miss. Actually, a lot more about all of us miss that watch this channel. So anywho, guys, thanks again for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Diecast Garage out. Later.